In this video, we're going to use a new soap by Arsenal Grooming called Beach Goer, and also we're going to use the Charcoal Goods Level 2 razor. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me this wonderful Friday morning. Today, we're going to use a soap by Arsenal Grooming. I bought this from Arsenal Grooming a few days ago, or maybe last week. This is Beach Goer. Arsenal Grooming has good quality soaps at a great price. This is $14.99 for 4 ounces or $3.74 on our cost scale, which is a thumbs up territory in terms of price. I love the labeling of Arsenal Grooming. All their labels just look great to me. This scent is booming. It is a bright, it's about a 7 out of 10 on the scent strength scale. Booming beach type scent. The notes are on here, orange, coconut, pear. There's some additional notes that I'll put right there for you. It just comes off very, very nicely. It's somewhat reminiscent of The Beach by PAA or Sandy Cheeks by Oleo, but this one is different than the other two. Definitely bright, sweet. So if you like those sort of scents, you may like this. And the price is right, like I said. And one thing about Arsenal Grooming, when you make an order over $10, free shipping. So good value. I think Arsenal really represents good value. And I think the quality is really good for what you're paying as well. We're going to be using the Charcoal Goods Level 2 razor with, that's a Gillette Nasset blade. This is one of my favorite razors of all time. It is truly an artisanal type safety razor. The craftsmanship in terms of design and just the way it looks, second to none, in my view. So we'll start out today with our PAA cube. By the way, I will have links to these artisans and the channels that I mentioned below. I know I don't mention that enough, but I always try to be helpful and provide that stuff below. So check them out if you want to. I do that for your convenience, and I also try to link the channels that I mentioned, and I'll be mentioning a couple today. By the way, this does produce a creamy lather. Let me roll in the shot while we get started lathering here. So I've had no problems with Arsenal Grooming lathers at all. We're using the PAA Atomic Rocket brush today, which I think is a terrific value. It's like, I want to say 15 or 16 bucks, or maybe $16.95. $15.95 or $16.95. I'll link it below. Big knot. It's got a nice size handle. And overall, it's one of my favorite brushes. It just feels good in the hand. By the way, we're working with about probably 18, 19 hours growth today because I'm shaving early because I have to do some things today. I'm going to visit my folks. They're, well, they're not actually in town because they don't live in the town where I live, but they're about an hour away. So I'm going to visit them. I'm going to visit my parents-in-law and hopefully make a nice day of it. Took the day off from work. All right, here we go. Nice scent on this. This is, again, I would call this a booming type scent. You really smell it strongly, but it's not too stout, in my view. Really, really nice. I have enjoyed Arsenal Grooming. Of course, you may remember I used a couple of their soaps over the last couple of weeks that they sent. And I always say, you know, when I'm evaluating a soap, would I buy this with my own money? And I answered the question, yes. And so I have. So I just don't do that for kicks. Like when I say I'm interested in buying something based on trying it, I'm really going to buy it at some point. And so I picked this one up because it sounded like a scent I would like, and I am not disappointed. And man, oh man, this razor, there's something about it. I think it has a fairly slim head. It just feels very nimble, and that handle is just perfection. This will always be one of my favorite safety razors, without a question. Charcoal Goods, quite expensive. That's the only drawback, but it's one of those things where, you know, it's just a great soap. Or excuse me, it's just a great razor. I'm already confused. Maybe it's too early. The Nasset blade has been good for me. Thank you, Oive, for sending them. Oive Chapo, old friend. Alexander. Really smooth in all the razors I've tried. This is the first use on this particular blade. And again, we're trying to get in at least 2 DE shaves per week on the channel, because I know there's a lot of folks still interested in DE shaves, and thank you very much. So let me mention a couple of things today. I talked to a gentleman yesterday from a company you may not have ever heard of, and it is called the Razor Company. Very simple, straightforward, out of Michigan. And we were talking because he was interested in donating some things from charity. So he's already donated some stuff to the Scented Soldier Shaves, Tim Delaney, for charity fundraising, which is tremendous. And I didn't even know about the company. And so he reached out on Instagram, and he was very careful to say, look, I'm not doing this for recognition. And I said, well, I hope you don't mind if I mention you, because I know you're not doing it for this purpose, but I'm going to mention you. Because for one, I didn't even know about this company. But two, they offer free shipping over $10, which is an excellent value. So they have a lot of products in their store. Again, go check it out. I'll link it below. The Razor Company. I didn't even know about it. They have a lot of artisan soaps, razors, so on and so forth. And he was a really nice gentleman. And I wanted to mention him today because I wasn't even aware of it. And that free shipping over $10 is going to save you some scratch, especially if you're just buying 1 or 2 soaps. I think it's a really good value. And he was a nice gentleman. And he's also been a hobbyist for 10 years. So he's not only just someone, running a business, he's also a hobbyist himself. So please check out the Razor Company. I'm sorry, I'm already messing it up. If you don't know about it, if you're looking for products, they had the latest Southern Witchcrafts soap. They sold some of those, and so they get in on some of these new releases as well. So that might be another place you can check. Maybe if you're looking for something and can't find it, because it's not as well known as, say, Maggard's or West Coast Shaving or Italian Barber. So yet another place to give a look. And he was a real nice gent, so check him out. A couple of videos I want to talk about today. Formerly, Agent Todd, formerly known as Elmer Fudd, has changed his channel to Take Care Man, and sort of he's centering the channel now sort of around men's health, or not men's health, but just men taking care of themselves, to include shaving. And he's got a terrific video, which I'm going to link below, on Aquavelva. It's just wonderful. It's a comparison of Aquavelva aftershave products like the splashes and so on, and he compares them. It's in depth. It is very well produced. It is really, I think, a fantastic video. He doesn't have a ton of subscribers, but he's putting a lot of effort into the videos he's making. And so I hope you'll go check out that video below. And if you like it, give him a sub, because he's doing something a little different. He's adding some additional value by doing these comparisons and things that not a lot of people are doing. So, a lot of us have sort of a shave and chat format where we talk about products and then we chat maybe about things in our personal lives, but not everybody can do that. And so Todd has began doing these really fine comparison videos, and I think they're of great value. So I hope you'll go and check those out, because I really enjoyed this Aquavelva, and I hope he's going to do more, because I'm looking forward to this. I really enjoyed it. So Todd, if you're watching, great job. Great job. And if you do go to his channel, make a comment, let him know I sent you. I would appreciate that. And please make a comment below on what you think about Arsenal Grooming. Have you ever tried it? Are you looking forward to trying it? I'm interested to know, because I don't see this soap circulating a lot. I've seen Jeremy Tyler, the traveling shaver, use it, and a couple of people. I think it's a really good, I'm calling it budget offering, because it's just not expensive, but that doesn't mean it's not good, because I like it. And I am really happy with it. You don't always need the chupacabra oil, the unicorn milk, the super blue emu, and all that stuff. Some people might. I don't. This soap works well for me. Let me show you the ingredients right there, because I forgot to do that in the beginning. This soap is plenty slick enough Great scent, great labels. So I'm happy with our Arsenal Grooming products. Well worth the money, great price. And for those of you who are on a budget, you can get a couple of these for what some of the other artisans are charging. And you can see here, it lathers fine, no problem whatsoever. I don't judge post shaves because I always use aftershave products. I always use witch hazel and a splash. So for me, judging a soap on the basis of post really is pretty much meaningless because I'm always using post shave products. And I think most people do. So I think some of the emphasis on the post shave is maybe a little bit overblown, but because if you're using post products, you know, especially balms or aftershaves with what they call skin food. And again, I don't really like that term. I heard someone else mentioning that wasn't a term they're really fond of. And it's not really for me either, but it makes sense. Anyway, I can't judge the post on this, but I can tell you the actual shave, the performance, the slickness, ease of lathering, it's all there. So check out Arsenal. I was happy to buy this one. It is a keeper. It's a great, booming, bright scent, which makes me feel great. You know, I mention this all the time, but dark, earthy, musty, mildewy scents, they don't give me good vibes at all. I don't like them. I don't like to smell like it. And so these sort of scents are definitely for me. Another video I want to mention today is our buddy Johan Solo at Shave and Butcher. The scoundrel of wet shaving, Johan Solo. He made the candlelight video. And I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just going to link the video below because I thought it was very funny what he did. And he always finds ways to be humorous and sort of push the envelope a little bit. And he opens up with the jokes. Just fantastic channel. And I know sometimes people get bummed out because I mention certain channels more than others. And the reason is these channels are doing things, you know. So like we talked about Todd today from Take Care Man. He's doing something unusual with his comparison videos that are very much in depth. And then Johan is pretty consistently making videos that are quite funny and entertaining. And so I mention them because I watch them and they stick, you know, they hang in my mind. And that's why they get so many mentions. It's not that, as much as I like Johan Solo, it's not that I love Johan so much more than everybody else. Maybe I do. No, not really. I really do like Johan, but I really, really like a lot of other people as well. Most of the content creators are great people. But when it comes to mentions, you tend to mention what you've really enjoyed watching. And while I enjoy all of them, some of them stick out, you know. It's like movies or TV shows. Some stick out, and like you go to a friend and you might love watching something often, but you don't mention it because it's not quite as remarkable. And then when you're going back and forth with other channels, you're naturally going to mention them too when you're busting each other's chops and having fun. And so that's where all that comes in. So I don't really try to promote some channels over others. Also, I want to mention tonight, 8 p.m. on Instagram Live. I will put the graphic right there. Myself and So Sharp David will be doing Real Talk, episode number 2. And if you missed that, by the way, it's available on replay now. So the videos now stay on Instagram if you allow them to. So we'll have that. I'll have a link below. Please come and check us out. And if you have questions, you know, feel free to ask during that live. Okay. Excellent, excellent shave. Let me rinse. We'll come right back and get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back with our Lancaster towel, which is still phenomenal. I mention it every day because I love it. Again, I'll have links below for all these things. This one, you have to wait till it's available because it's sold out a lot because it's great. But let's go ahead and get started with our Thayer's. This is Thayer's Cucumber. It's my favorite witch hazel. I was trying Humphreys. A little medicinal for me in terms of scent. Thayer's is just the one I prefer because I like the scent, and it does a good job for me. Generally, feels good on the skin. It's got everything that I want and need, so I use it every day. Again, I'll have links below. So today we use the charcoal, I can't speak, surprise, surprise, charcoal level 2, just magnificent razor. One of my favorite razors of all time. It did a great job with the Nasset blades. We used the Beach Goer by Arsenal Grooming. Great value soaps at Arsenal. Check them out. You don't have to pay a ton relative to other artisan offerings. And these have great scents, great labels. I really like Arsenal. And the PAA Atomic Rocket Brush, really good value brush. Again, links below. And finally, we're gonna finish off today, since we have a sort of a beachy vibe going, with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Beach, which is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite scents of all time. And this is the way I pour these. I always pour over the back, as to not mess with the label. Hold my hand out, put my finger over, and just let some out, like so. It's that simple. And then we slap it on and enjoy. Oh yeah. Whew. I love this stuff. There's some menthol in here, some good cooling. This stuff hangs around a good while. Believe me, this is a bright, awesome scent. The soap is great too. I actually took it to the beach with me when we went there at around Memorial Day. And it was just, I love this stuff. This is great stuff. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. I'm your host, CDB, and I'm reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and God bless.